Hello. So I've been making videos for this game for about 5.5 years, and I want to revisit one of my hottest takes that I was actually right about. So back in August of 2022, they had announced that Chorus was going to be the next new pet. And at the time, like I said, before he was even put out, like I said, when we first started the trailers, I had already declared him the best new pet in the game and that he would break the metagame. This is before he was even released, just based on the trailers. Like I said, I'm just going to put it up on the screen right here. Right, like I said, this is it says, I said Chorus will break the game and that he is the best pet in the game, and that's not even close. And, well, time has been very kind to this assessment, like I said, because at the time, this was pretty pan. There's, like I said, quite a few comments that say, things, oh, you're wrong, wait, see, let's see. Watch his vid, went Ray said, people like, diminished results to say, don't think that a lot of people feel like I was off my rocker here. And again, some other creators also kind of took like subtle pot shots at me of this take here. No, that's not it. Like said, other creators were like kind of mocking my take at the time, but like no, like I was like, no, he's gonna be the new best pet in the game. And yeah, I think time has proven me correct here. Because if you go look, like said, Chorus, like I would predict this time, like Indomitable Will, like chance, like slightly over 70% chance to block control effects of like the major control effects is gonna be a game changer. For the same reason Sebastian was the dominant hero in the game, like no, Chorus is gonna like dominate the metagame. And unlike Sebastian, there's not really a way to counter Chorus. Like if you're relying on a hero like Arachne or something, Chorus is just gonna mess up your day. Like Arachne is much worse against Chorus teams. Like there's so many other heroes like that's like goes well, it's like, and people are like, well, it's only 70%. So there's still a chance. Like, yes, there is, but it's 70% is going to ruin your day. And it's a bit over 70%. It's going to ruin your day a lot more often than it's not. Like I said, just getting an absolute star, like Violet 3, like, is such a game changer. And if you go look into like a guild, you're probably your own guild. Like if you've been playing in a guild for any period of time, if you're in a gold league, if you go look at your defense, you're probably going to see a lot of choruses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5 out of 7 in the Citadel. See, and we got 2 here, so that's 7 total. Another one, that's 8. Another one, that's 9. Another one says, so 10 of the 20 hero teams are using Chorus. So 10 of the 20 hero teams on defense use Chorus. That is 50% of teams using Chorus as their defensive pet in Guild Wars. And if we go look at Arena, it's going to be a lot of the same. So there's 1 Chorus, 2 Chorus, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4. So 24 out of 50 of the top 50 arena teams are using Chorus defense. Again, like 50%. Like Chorus is by far the most used pet in like said in Guild Wars, in arena and stuff, especially on defense. Like he is just so good, and also makes it you don't have to rely on Sebastian as much, or sometimes it's just a way to help back Sebastian up in case you get ode stripped. Like Chorus could become a nice like backup. Like Chorus really is the best pet in the game. Like, and I said that at the time. A lot of people were really skeptical of my take. Like I said, even with some people even pretty much mocking me. Yet time has proven me right. Like I said, there's one of those things, like just by being an expert, kind of an expert, but like I said, at the time I was running a Gold League guild, and I used to be very on top of like the pinnacle of like the PvP meta game. Like last like couple years, I've been kind of took a step back from that. I don't pay as much attention because I'm kind of become disenchanted the game over in recent years because it's just not as cool as it used to be. But I know I have to talk about like some of the things I used to do in Hero Wars like 4 or 5 years ago that used to be cool. Like I said, this game used to be, I think, legitimately a pretty cool game. I really did think this game was actually quite kind of fun. And lately, like I said, I feel like the direction it's going lately, I'm very kind of disappointed. But like I said, I also made a video the other day about why we should have more pets, why we need more pets. But Until that happens, though, Chorus is going to remain the best pet in the game for the exact same reason I said that. Like, if you're trying to, like I said, you want to win with, like, Arachne, which is a team I'll use a lot. See, Chorus here, like, boom, so if we go to Arachnemaya, which is, well, it's pretty much, like, my go-to team for a long time. Like, it's still a go-to. I was just between this and the Twins are kind of my two, like, main teams I use a lot. But with Chorus there, we're going to get wrecked just because we're not going to, unless we get super lucky, we're probably going to lose this fight. Because Chorus is just going to block those stun effects from Arachne. See, they just block. You saw block, like said. And this is the thing, like all of a sudden, like even, because pre-Chorus, you could just strip, like they could have Sebastian on the thing, you could just strip out off and then just still lock him down with Arachne, which was a good way to get wins. You could, like said, the other way was just like, then Twins were super good. And, yeah, Chorus completely, like, kind of changed the metagame. Maybe not as dramatic as Sebastian did. I mean, certainly not as dramatic as Sebastian did, but I mean, Chorus became the best pet. It was still I think a lot of people are skeptical of how good, like, a 71% chance of blocking status effects, because it's not 100%. Some status effects will go through. But I'm like, no, it's just, like, understanding, like, how the metagame works around control effects. Like, control effects, like, you know, we're so critical. That's why Sebastian's the best hero in the game, is because he was the best solution to control effects. Even though you could counter Sebastian, like now you have a pet that he's not as good at protection as Sebastian, yet there's no way to counter Chorus. There's nothing you could do if they have Chorus other than either you pray for your control effects to work, or you don't use a control team to attack those teams. Like, absolutely changed the metagame. And, yeah. I pretty much understood that this was going to be the case just from, like, the first gameplay trailers, because these ones are explaining that the Indomitable would block against, like, the 5 main status effects, and the fact that it was, like, going to be a 70% chance, like, oh yeah, no, this is going to be good. And then, of course, Flax Vengeance is fine, like, it's a decent damage ability. It's kind of like Kane's, but it's not, it's like, it bases on, it builds up off of, like, control effects that the heroes are using rather than, like, on dodges and stuff. But I mean, like those, like, I didn't think his ultimate would be as good, but I mean, just the passive ability to block status effects, I knew that was going to be amazing just because we'd had experience with Sebastian to know that abilities that block control effects are amazing. Then, of course, there's the fact that this is a mage pet, like only mages could patron him. And, like I said, the mages at the time were really pretty dominant position in the metagame. And, here they are giving yet another mage pet, because we already had a mage pet since the beginning with Merlin, but there's just another mage folks pet. I mean, Biscuit's kind of a mage pet too. So it's kind of like, yeah, mages didn't really need another pet, but here's another mage pet. Here's one that's also a defense ability. It's actually a pretty solid one. Maybe not quite as good as Axel's patronage on mages, but again, depending on the team, sometimes Chorus is better than Axel. And I said, I think as a pet beyond that, just patronage ability, like I said, Axel might have slightly better patronage ability, but Chorus is a way better pet. Not too much more to say on it. I did do a video the other day talking about why we need more pets, because we only have 10 pets. It's been over 2 years since the last one, and yeah, we need some more pets in this game. If you want to see that video, check it out down below. As always, thank you for watching.